Now let's take a look at this video from SunnyV2, why Chris will soon be a nightmare for MrBeast. The description reads, Chris Tyson has been in a bit of hot water recently, and there have been plenty of videos on that, but how will this drama affect MrBeast? What are we talking about? Did Chris Tyson come out with a oopsie? Did he say something that's fucked up? No, he's trans and he openly stated it. That's the drama.
In mid-2022, fans began to notice that Chris Tyson was changing. In the early days, he represented the quintessential southern gun and truck-loving dude. Yet beginning in March 2022, Chris began to display increasingly feminine traits, making tweets such as, "I finally got my nails done at a nail tech." Additionally, Chris would
get him! He painted his nails! People are so, like, again, you are so emotionally stunted and so sexually insecure if you think that, like, a dude painting their nails, anyone, okay? I'm not saying Chris in this circumstance. I'm, of course, talking about myself as well. Immediately implies that you're like, there's something awry. You know, something has gone wrong. We got to stop it.
Highlight that his facial appearance had changed significantly since the start of the pandemic, which accompanied another post reading, "Okay, so in 4 different customs I had to prove I was myself because I, quote, look nothing like my passport pic, so much that I'm considering updating my passport. Do you see any resemblance?" Prompting replies such as, "You went from man to boy." Chris responded by stating, "Nah, to be honest, I just really started taking my mental health seriously and eating better," yet his Twitter photos kept insinuating.
I love the thriller, like the scary thriller music playing in the background. You know, if you weren't already of the mindset, like, I want to set the mood for you so you're like scared. Okay, guys, this is a bad thing that's happening, okay? Understand that what we're looking at is bad and wrong, okay? I'm gonna set the mood for you.
That Chris was becoming more feminine, with this same kind of look showing up in his MrBeast appearances. For example, on the 6th of January 2023, Beast Reacts uploaded a video titled "I strapped a GoPro to a fish," in which Chris dressed in a way that prompted comments such as, "Chris has been adopting more and more traits that remind me of my grandmother." Okay.
Dead inside. Yeah, true.
So some people just gonna ignore Chris's nails? Chris had to have lost a bet. The look is getting wild. The response to the video then prompted countless viral TikToks, such as this one with 700,000 likes, stating, "How did Chris go from this to this?" While others even made the claim that Carl had turned him gay.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty ridiculous, and it is pretty funny. He's not even gay. What the f?
As Carl isn't even that feminine, and Chris had come out as bisexual years before he and Carl had even met. The true catalyst for Chris Tyson's feminization instead seemed to have come from his marriage.
Wait, what? The true catalyst for Chris's feminization has come through. That is such a insane statement to just like put out there as though it's a matter of fact that I had to do a quadruple take on that. So like what? His wife and child feminized him? Is that what you're saying?
Chris would post a photo with his wife to his Instagram, yet after this, the family photo stopped altogether.
This is like insane level of stalking, for the record. Again, the person who is putting this content out there, the person who is like not even ashamed to post like this, only can get away with posting like this because he is either A, in an echo chamber, or B, recognizes that there are other unhinged people who also think that this is fine.
Chris went from lighting campfires and raising a family with his beautiful wife to now trying to be a wife.
This is what you do when you personally are not brave enough to come out and say that this is your feelings on the matter. So you're relegated to like comments that you're reading off of YouTube responses. Some of the most unhinged people on the planet, right under the protection of anonymity, under YouTube videos. That is a psychotic thing to base an entire video off of. Chris went from lighting campfires and raising a family to his beautiful wife to now being a wife and to now trying to be a wife with his man bun and long nails, this person is stating. You don't know Chris's experiences with his wife and child, okay? You don't know anything. What content creators choose to leave out of their online presence is whatever is on their own volition. Like, they have the right to privacy, okay? I know that because of how parasocial content works and how parasocial relationships work on the internet, everybody thinks they get to have a say in how you conduct yourself and they get to have an opinion on how you live your life. But it is insane
And while there was a possibility that Chris would make efforts to return to his former self, he'd rather do the opposite and double down on his feminine image.
What the f do you mean? Like, while he would make an effort to return to his former self, he doubled down. You're talking about it like it's a KFC double down, bro. Like, what do you mean double down on being like trans? What the absolute psychopathic behavior, bro. Have some shame and decency before you put out a video like this. You don't even know this person, dude.
Showing up to the Kids' Choice Awards looking like this before making the announcement that he'd been doing HRT for approximately 2 months, which according to a quick Google search is the medical process for changing genders.
Did this motherfucker Google what HRT is? Bro, you should not be this comfortable speaking on trans people and you know, trans existence if you don't even know what HRT is, man.
While his co-workers expressed positivity, others weren't so welcoming.
Yeah, others. I wonder who those others were. You motherfucker. Like, why are you removing yourself from this equation? You literally made a 9-minute video on this. You absolute freakazoid.
There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Weak man times. Chris responded to this.
Yeah, Live with Evan is a strong man, you know? Chris is a weak man, right? Because he's trans. He's going through, you know, gender confirmation. But Live with Evan, that's a strong man right there. Like, what the f are you saying, dude? The f do you mean, hard man? You're a pussy! And a significantly bigger pussy than any trans person that is a public-facing trans person who openly talks about it because their lives turn to shit immediately by other pussies like you. You get doxxed and endlessly harassed, swatted, your family members' information is revealed. It's psychotic.
Yet he'd also receive an equal amount of backlash. You ripped apart your family and took a father figure away from your son.
Like a normal human would look at this video, okay, and cover it as this way. Some people were understandably supportive of this decision because they have empathy. Others were freaks and decided to take matters into their own hands. Notice how the freaks were the ones that got 1,000 likes and the supportive people only got like 3 likes. You know what I mean? Mind your own damn business.
In a few years, look back at this thread and remember they were never your friends. Only yes men cowards. Hope you come out of this safe.
Yeah, Alpha Dog came in, dude. He knows. Bro, worry about your widow's peak, motherfucker. Okay?
MrBeast responded to this with a simple opinion-irrelevant ratio, to which the original commenter would state, I have 30 followers, so go ahead and ratio me. I'll still rest easy knowing that I'm not a coward who idly sits by watching my friend ruin his own life. In some ways, it was nice to see the boys standing up for Chris on Twitter. However, the situation has already begun to change the dynamic within
No! 52,000 dislikes in a video? No! You're talking about someone coming to terms with their gender. Like, what do you detransition? You want him to not do that? I can't believe Chris didn't take into account MrBeast's content before coming out as trans. That's really f***ed up. He should have just resigned, not have a job anymore. That's what the right thing to do would be in this circumstance. Love that. Thank you.
Chris did make these bizarre jokes about Jimmy being female, making him incredibly uncomfortable.
Oh my God, Jimmy, look, they drew you. Jimmy, they drew you so well. It looks just like you.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, it's Jimmy.
How did fan art? This is what we were looking.
He's like also trying to guide you into feeling this way by putting text on it too. I don't know any of these people, but I know Jimmy doesn't like it.
Chris likely believes that people will slowly adapt to his new appearance over time, but is this really going to happen? Well, maybe.
Well, not if I have something to say about it. That's right. Will people let go of Chris transitioning? Not if I've got any power in my bones to make sure that people get mad.
Maybe. It's difficult to say as the situation is fairly unique, especially when considering Chris's reputation and influence. However, if Chris continues to transition, would it be unreasonable to say that he could jeopardize some of the personality traits which made him a successful member in the
That's insane, dude. That is insane. Oh man, he's jeopardizing the franchise, dude. Yeah, the content is suffering because I don't want to see a trans person. So maybe Chris should resign?
Who implied that there'll be millions of queer kids who look up to him, although this doesn't necessarily mean that it'll add any value to the videos.
What is that even? Why? What the f? This is not going to add value to the videos. If queer people are looking up to you, who gives a f? They should also think about their corporate opportunities later on in life and decide not to be f***ing queer.
And if we've learned anything from Hollywood in recent years, it's that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the sake of relatability rarely works as intended.
Bro, he's talking about this like Chris's transition is like a business decision. This is giving like, why is Lizzo in this movie energy? Like, this is not a character, it's a human being, you dingus, you donkey. What the is wrong with you?
Jimmy has no option but to publicly express acceptance of Chris's transition, as silence or even worse, disapproval.
How can you say people are terrified of speaking out against trans people when you made this video and it has 100,000 likes and you literally put it up knowing full well that you are going to garner a massive audience and get a lot of attention for it? Clearly, it doesn't matter. Being transphobic pays, okay? The idea that like trans people have any amount of power other than basically chirping at you on Twitter is a laughable one, especially when at the legislative level, the Republican Party is literally doing everything they can to eradicate trans existence. It's crazy. There are motherfuckers like Matt Walsh with millions of followers that like openly agitate. They basically are advocating for a trans genocide. Meanwhile, a couple anime avatar trans people yelled at you and said you're transphobic. Oh no. It's so exhausting, dude.
However, in accepting Chris's transition, Jimmy implies that this will be the new normal within the content, thus annoying a different group of people, many of whom will never express their true feelings and may rather simply click on fewer MrBeast videos.
This is fucking bullshit, okay? Guess what, dude? F those people. I am one of the largest Twitch streamers on the mother planet. This is a way to try and stop people from allowing their trans friends to continue being a part of the conversation, to continue being a part of the content. Okay? As long as you put your head down and keep making the same exact shit that you've been making, your audience is going to continue growing. Okay? Just treat trans people like they're people. That's it. Nothing is different.
The only clean solution, should things go south, might be for Chris to resign himself, and even then rumors and bad press will be unavoidable. Whether it be arrogance or ignorance, Chris seems oblivious to how this whole thing might impact Jimmy, forgetting that he achieved his current level of success by avoiding this exact type of drama.
That's bullshit, man. That's fucking bullshit. It is so insane. Yeah, you should resign because you're a trans, dude. Thanks. Yeah, I want what's best for MrBeast. Okay, if you want what's best for MrBeast, then don't be a fucking transphobic monster